Hey everyone, so today we'll be discussing about if, elif, ladder and nested if, basically all different forms of if. So let's get started. Right. So what we have seen so far is that if the way ifs work is you need to give a condition inside. There's going to be lots of ifs in this video, so you're advised. Anyways, there needs to be some sort of statement here that will be executed. And once that statement's done, what next needs to happen is that, of course, it won't work in shell, but then you need to provide an else condition. Like if this doesn't work, then something else needs to happen. What you can also do is say you can give multiple if conditions to be checked one after the another. So what you can do is, if I'll just bring up this program that we whipped up in the previous video, and I'll say that, hey, if name is coder and if the password is Thanos, it says, hey, they're coder. And otherwise, it just says you are not coder. Now, what I wanted to do is I would like to introduce another condition that specifically is for the case that the name matches for the coder, but the password does not matches for the password does not matches. Basically, the name matches, but the password does not match. So for that, what you need to do is you need to say, if you are familiar with the if and elif conditions in other languages, you would say else and then if. Although this does work in Python, there is another way that you can just say elif. There is no trade-off or anything. It just looks simple and it's basically less to type. So then you can say wrong password coder. How about that? So what is happening here is, at first your control flow, your program will first come here and it will check, is the name coder okay, and is the password Thanos. If this condition does not satisfy, then it would go to this else if. Then is the name lower okay, and is the password not Thanos, then it would say wrong password. If neither of these cases matches, that means the password is incorrect as well as the name, and then it would say, hey, you are not coder, so why are you even trying to log in? So if we try to run this program now, it asks us name, and if I say coder, if I not say the password Thanos, it says wrong password coder. If I go back and if I rerun it again, if I say coder and if I now enter the correct password, it says, hey, they're coder. Now what you can also do is now this is called the if else if ladder. Like you can just go on and creating bunch of different elif conditions, something here and then maybe something here and then maybe something here. You can just creating as much as you want. So that's one thing. What you can also do is say that, hey, I'll say if name dot lower equals coder and password equals Thanos, and then what I want to do is, within this if condition, I want to maybe add another control flow. I want to add more decision trees, more paths, more possibilities to my code. So what you can do here is say, what I want here is, once it prints hey there coder, it should check for, let's just take another input from my user and saying time, and we'll ask the user to input what time it is. Like we'll just ask the user to input take in an integer, and we'll ask what hour is it, and with that we can say if time is greater than 12. This is just a very rudimentary program, so please don't kill me in the comments. This just says that print it's morning. I'm just using army standard time over here, that's the convention. Otherwise, print it's not morning. I won't go much into the other nuances of saying whether it's evening or night. I don't really care anyways. So what's happening here is, if the first if satisfies, I told you there will be a lot of ifs in this, only then will our code ever even try to execute this inside if. Otherwise, we'll just skip on to the next one. So let's just save this, and if I run it real quick, if I say coder and if I say the correct password and it asks me what hour it is, and if I say maybe 10, it says, hey there coder, it's not morning. Hold on, I said time is greater than 12. My bad, I should say time is less than 12. Yeah, I'm really bad at this. Okay, coder Thanos, and if I say 10, it says, hey there coder, it's morning. Now if we enter something else, like say if we enter coder Thanos, and if I say maybe 22, it's 10 in the night, it says it's not morning. So that's basics of how else if and the nested if else work. You can play around with them, and they're usually more helpful when you're creating bigger programs and such. So we're way past the time limit, so I'll end the video here. See you guys in the next video.